We take a ride on the Ayi Mensah highway to see how broken down lights threaten security in the area. Barely 10 years after construction, nearly all the street lights on this stretch have broken down. Peduase Presidential Lodge, which is on that stretch as well to Aburi, has no street lights in front of it. For our Joy News agenda this week, we'll be looking at these streets. But I'm told that before we go there, we can go back to Kumasi, where that evolving story of the demonstration on KNUST has taken another dimension. Let's very quickly catch up with our correspondent, Chrissy Deborah. Chrissy, can you hear me?
What's up?
Bring us all the way up to date. What else is happening? Right, okay, it appears we're going to have to work a bit harder to connect to Chrissy Deborah, but you can see the images there of the students massing up on KNUST campus, seeking to take some action following what they call brutality at the hands of the campus security services. And of course, they are seeking to take action by boycotting lectures. The university has written to say that lectures are mandatory and decisions not to attend are individual ones, but the students continue to seek to stop all others from going to lectures. The protesting students seek to stop others. All right, well, let's very quickly now bring you our Joy News agenda. It's all about streetlights that are not functioning, and we're looking carefully today at the Ayi Mensah-Aburi stretch, where even in front of the Presidential Lodge at Peduase, the lights are not working and have not been for a while. This, by the way, is a 10-year-old road, probably less than 10 years old. Let's have a look at this report.
In daylight, the view from above is stunning. The meandering curves through the lush greens up the hill from Ayi Mensah to the Aburi Mountains make it even more touristy. But when night falls, this stretch is lonely, dark and dangerous. It's the dead of night.
Oh, sorry, this is 20 pesos. It's 50 pesos. Yeah.
I have come to meet middle-aged Anthony Adakwa in a small toll booth, taking money from the few cars passing by.
We get scared all the time whilst we are working. There are a whole lot of darkness. If there are some people with the bad mentalities hiding within the darkness, it will cause a lot of threat to us.
As we drive up the hill, fear dawns on me and my crew. There are about 10 curves within this barely 2-kilometer journey, all of it overlooking a silent Accra by night. Most of the metal railings used on the edges of the road to protect the cars have been ripped off, evidence that a lot of cars ran over them, falling into the ditch below the mountains sometimes. Driving on this road could be like walking a tightrope, even for the best of drivers.
Every weekend, people do walk,
Kofi Aiden has been living in Aburi for 20 years and runs a pub up the hill. Even the Peduase Presidential Lodge, which is just across the street from where he works, has no street lights at the entrance.
We can't move in the night. The traders from Medina, Adenta to Adolso, in Krakai, you know that the Adenta community, Medina community, they are getting their food from where I mentioned, from Adolso, from Krakai. Kofodia business people all apply this road. And how can you apply this road in the night without light?
Official accident figures on this road are hard to come by, as many go unreported. But some of the residents here told me they've lost count of the number of cars crashing into the metal railings almost every week. The streetlights have been off for years now, and no one knows when they would be back. This road, otherwise a beauty by the hill, is now a disaster waiting to happen. Justice Beidou, Joy News, on the Ayi Mensah Highway.
More of this in subsequent bulletins, but right now we can very quickly go back to Kumasi for that evolving story. We have been able to connect to Kwesi Deborah. Kwesi, right, bring us up to date. What else has happened?
Yes, as I said with my previous, the police are around trying to calm things down. But what happened was that some of the demonstrators chased them out. And I could hear them say that we should get out of the place, we should get out of it. So that was the conversation which went on. So the police are out now. And with the dustbins, they tried to turn the dustbins. So you see many of the dustbins around they are now empty. They've overturned everything. So that's what's happening. And I've seen some of the female students also joining the demonstrators. And the executives also joining. Because initially, we saw that the executives were in part and also females were in part. But we now see females join demonstrators, the executives join demonstrators. The demonstrators, the march has regained momentum. I can count about 1,000 students now partaking in the demonstration. So that's what's happening now, really.
Thank you, Kwesi, and we'll come back for more as the story evolves. But now, over 1,000 students demonstrating on the campus of KNUST, male and female students demonstrating. The police have been chased out, and it appears that the crowd is gaining momentum. We'll keep on top of that for you. But we're quite excited to bring you some messages from our partners and sponsors. And on the other side of it, AM Showbiz. Stay where you are.